Yo, welcome back to more Fate Hollow Ataraxia. So last time we had some pretty cool scenes. We actually saw Shinji and Shiro like being friends. Like I believed it this time in comparison to Stay Night where they just tell you and there's like kind of something there, and you kind of get the sense obviously their dynamic is weird, but it's like you finally get a baseline for it here. So I was like cool to see. Shinji obviously still like super awful, fuck that guy still, but at least within this tiny microcosm of fucky events here in Hollow Ataraxia, where we are unsure of like the canon, and like only in this context am I willing to give Shinji some leeway. That was cool to see. Ryder, Medusa telling us about her past, the tragedy of it, but also like the bitter sweet moment at the end where even after like having her breaker Gorgon literally mirrored onto her, being able to see her sisters again, and kind of like despite them bullying the fuck out of her, still that joy of being able to see them because knowing what happened to them. So I didn't think I could love Medusa more, but love getting closer to her. Yeah, man. And we also found this little piece of paper by the Ryudo Temple. So from 200 years ago, obviously when the first ritual was performed, it had the scent of the Holy Grail Warden Fuyuki, that is. It had the scent of like Ilia, I think is what Liz said. So I was like, what could that mean? I guess it could be like from Justice. That's like the only thing I could think of. Maybe or maybe that Ilia just had it recently and it was from that. It could be from like, it could be ripped off from like the Heaven's Feel garb, that the homunculi wear. So yeah, I'm not sure, but we're gonna end up asking her about it, I'm sure, as far as what exactly that is in the relevance, because we got a flag for it, so it's clearly important. But other than that, we just have so many new things, and obviously Rin coming back, best girl. She's my favorite heroine in Stay Night. She's just amazing. So yeah, we're just gonna, speaking of Rin, we're just gonna go. I'm heading to Tosaka's house. Oh, and I was also told, so apparently Perseus was in Fate Prototype as a writer. That's cool, man. Man, wouldn't that be crazy if Nasu like fleshed out that story entirely? I know there's still like a lot out there, like we all want, Fate Route remake, or Tsugihime remake that has been in limbo for so long, but pretty cool. Thanks for telling me that. After coming back from abroad, she said, come over to my house if you have some free time. It'd be a good idea to make an appearance. Oh, this went well last time, where we pulled out Pantsu and then it was awkward. So I walk into her house and...
Oh, Shiro.
It kind of looks like she's cooking. A very antique-looking cauldron is on the desk. Though because of the eerie form and how old it looks, it seems odd to use it for cooking. There's also a mountain of ingredients piled up. An unusual bunch of wild grasses, stuff you normally would never use. Oh god. What an odd thing to ask. Okay. Medicinal herbs? Then I guess they're edible? Ah, they could be applied directly to a wound. I've been treated by one of her secret ointments before, but is this how she makes it? Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Sick. Dude, this visual novel adds context to everything. Like, they took so many details from Stay Night. Let's make a whole scene about it. Explaining it. It's great. Like, despite this being a fan disc or like whatever, just the amount of like detail this adds, just like flavor, is insane. Huh. Ooh. When it wasn't possible back in the old days to distinguish between a magus, doctor, or faith healer, did they all just operate under the same kind of drugstore label? Still, for Tosaka to talk about a side business, she must be in quite a tight spot.
エミヤくん、何よその笑いは。
Need multiple streams of income. Diversify.
なんでもない。で、何に使うんだ？
エミヤくんには不要なものだろうけど、不肖の弟子にもしっかり教えてあげましょう。
With a nod, I listen to Tosaka.
魔術刻印を抑制するための薬よ。
Oh, interesting.
なるほど。それは俺にはいらないな。
Yeah, you crestless. Sorry. Magic crest. I don't have one, but Tosaka's is the type that's passed down from one generation to the next. An immobilized mystery that contains the magus' achievements as well as their tenacity. That is the complex engraving placed onto her left arm.
魔術刻印は
Yes,
成
dolphins.
長すればなれるけど、結局他人の体だからね。やっぱり薬を飲まないと抑え込むのは辛いし。
Okay, I see. Interesting.
免疫抑制剤みたいなものか。
500年も600年も続いて血統操作しているような魔術師の一族ならともかくね。うちは族外の血は入るし、たかだか200年足らずの極東の家柄だから、こういうものに頼らないといけないの。
Okay. At best, 200 years. Just thinking about it makes me dizzy. Yes, 200 years. The length of time from when I told Kiritsugu that I admired and wanted to be a magus until now seems like nothing more than a brief sigh in comparison. It's like Cainith and Waver.
こういうのを使えるっていうのも、遠坂が立派な魔術師の証拠じゃないのか？
かもしれないわね。じゃあ、シロ、これお願い。
Tosaka forces an old book into my hands while laughing. It looks about as ancient as that pot. Who's this? Tosaka Toki Naga... Oh,
付
Nagato.
箋の貼ってあるところに作り方が書いてあるから、あとはよろしく。
待て遠坂、これはなんだ？
So, Tokiomi and Nagato, I guess.
先祖代々の調合表よ。弟子のあなただから見せてあげる重要な我が家の
Ancestral formula book.
いいのか？俺が作っても。
I asked Tosaka, unable to conceal my anxiety. This is cool? I mean, is this a good idea? It's like administering an amateur-made immunosuppressant to a heart transplant patient. There's a limit to how reckless you can be. That was oddly specific. Moreover, it's Tosaka who will be taking it. I guess he did say it
書いてある通り
before.
に作れば大丈夫。私だって小学生の頃に泣く泣く仕込まれたんだし。
だから大丈夫
Crazy.
だと。
これも修行の一環よ、エミヤくん。つべこべ言わずにやりなさい。出来は
Do it.
私が見てあげるから。
Do it. It can't be helped if she puts it like that. She said she learned this while still in elementary school. I can't afford to lose now.
わかった。じゃあ挑戦してみる。うわ、筆書きだ。それも草書。
I unintentionally groaned just looking at the book, which had yellowed with age. Was this ancestor of Tosaka's from that kind of era? I guess this old style of writing can't be helped if her family used this like a research journal for generations.
そうね。私の代で一度編集し直さないと。いい加減保存の限界よね。
That's like the kind of thing, like, this would never happen, but if Nasu, like, and there's a lot of, like, I know there's, like, data books and stuff, and there's a lot of, like, interviews out there of, like, Nasu providing supplementary information, but this of what I'm thinking of, like, if it was, this book was ever, like, fully written out by Nasu, I would buy the fuck out of that and just read it.
でだな、遠坂。このページで間違ってないよな。
I show her the page with the tag on it. What are we going to do if Tosaka's famous carelessness struck again, and this is completely the wrong page? Oh, Tosaka hastily looks to where I'm pointing.
それ。なんだ、また間違ったかと思ったじゃない。
またって。
Another. That's her. It's her thing. I might face her wrath if I say more. Alright, before Tosaka's good mood sours, let's get cooking. I mean, mixing. Come on, chef boy. You got this. Oh. Is she really going to drink this? I peer into the boiling witch's kettle before me. No, I can't even look. Just the smell is making my lunch come up. Cautiously, I stretch out one arm and stir with the wooden spoon. I was wrong to think a normal pot would be better. Furthermore, boiling this in the kitchen would have been even worse. Crazy that she let Shiro do this. That's insane. Which I guess his analogy wasn't far off. No way in hell would I want to cook with a pot or in a kitchen that had been used to make this stuff even once. I'd better sample it just to be safe. I don't know. Tosuka is going to drink it after all. It must be a dreadful task for the mages that has to take this. Yeah, being a mage sucks. Yeah, vegetable juice. If only. I gamble on fooling my senses by pinching my nose. Gathering my resolve, I have a taste. See, compared to a full glass of vegetable juice or a large serving of Taizan's mapo tofu, this isn't so... Rip. I could have told you that. My tongue, or rather my whole mouth, has been polluted. Is polluted an exaggeration? No. I can only think of this as an assault against my sense of taste. No, not only my senses, but against those of all mankind. I don't even believe that as an exaggeration. Like, Shiro's such a nice guy through wanting to try it, but no. Best medicine tastes like garbage juice. Maybe you've just gotten used to it. Nonchalantly, Tosuka looks at the toxic stew in the pot. Well done. She's been drinking this since she was like a kid, right? So... An acquired taste. My hope that she would deny that as a lie lasted only a mere moment. You wuss. That's because I became the first pitiful victim. For someone who cooks, having a whole glass of that palate-destroying liquid is the same as death. Still, for a magus whose path is intertwined with death, having a glass or two of that unpalatable medicine might not be such a big deal. Yep. With that, I realized the difference in growth between Tosuka and myself. As long as there's no risk of death or disability, I'll gladly drink even this for the sake of my mage's training. Makes sense. Oh. Tosuka is the teacher after all, so of course she's thinking about her student. But I only recently recalled my magic... Eh? Uh-oh. Tosuka looks at my face quizzically. I hurriedly hide the anxiety that washed over me. About that. You got some good practice the other day, like really good practice. Like life or death practice. Oh shit. It can't be helped if it's come to this. Time to get serious. There's no choice but to show her some improvement in my magic. The challenge is quite simple. I was handed a plastic knife used for opening letters, and now I have to reinforce it. Tosuka's words were, since it's the ideal teaching material for you. I invoke reinforcement while Tosuka looks on. The same words as always, invoke the illusion, integrate, trace, on. A magic circuit is forced awake by the flowing magical energy. I study the structure and analyze the material of the plastic knife in my hand. Pushing magical energy through its form and existence, I reinforce it. A process I've repeated many, no, dozens, even hundreds of times. I erase all idle thoughts. With a single purpose, I pour my will, blood, into the magic circuit. Hell yeah. Woo. Having avoided embarrassment in front of Tosaka, I wipe the sweat streaming down my forehead. I throw it at the dartboard in the corner of the room. Even if it's thrown and flies like a real one, there's no way a plastic knife would stick. But now, it's as hard as steel, so it should easily sink into the... Did it break? It looks like Tosaka can't stand to watch anymore. The knife bounced off the dartboard and fell. Okay. It sounded like it broke. I was like, wait, what? No, that should have worked. Could the reinforcement have been too weak? Tosaka picks up the knife, examines it, then puts it away. Damn. I mean, it makes sense. He forgot, so he didn't practice. But we can't say that.
失敗したら今まではペーパーナイフを壊してただろ
True.
それに比べればだいぶ
True, that's what I thought happened. But yeah, I remember like when he would try it, it would break like during the process. So it would have broken before he threw it, so.
失敗の仕方の進展なんかどうでもいいのよ。でもどこかおかしいわね。
She looks me over suspiciously from top to bottom. Maybe she noticed something. Though all I got from her was a sigh.
わかったわ。やっぱりシロは1日2日鍛え直す必要がありそうね。
I'm sure he'll be good with some more practice.
面目ない。
早く面目も体面も立つ一人前の魔術師になろうとしなさい。これじゃあ向こうに連れて行ってもシロだけじゃなく私まで恥をかきかねないわね。
A day of studying magic under Tosaka, huh? My weekends are open, but for her to take the time to do this for me is something I really owe her for. Feeling indebted, I bow my head to Tosaka.
まったくどこからやればいいのかしら。そうだ、とっておきのあの薬で。
もしかしてあの煎じ薬よりすごい味なのか。
あら？エイヤ君が使ってもいいっていうのなら、いろいろコレクションがあるけど。
Oh, no thank you. Please tell me that was a joke. Well, if this will speed up my progress, then the pain is a small price to pay.
またそういう顔してる、シロ。
わかった。遠坂の家に来ればいいんだよな。
そう、みっちり仕込んであげるから、覚悟しなさい。
So he's willing. He'll drink the horrible potions and do the training. Now then, it's a promise. Though I can't say for sure whether this is good luck or bad. Nice. It's just after 9 p.m. Yep. Okay. Well, let's go out for a walk, as we do. Cross the bridge. Last one. Oh. The sky is close. The tallest building in the city. Tonight, the rooftop is once again strikingly lit by the strong moonlight. I don't really have a reason for coming here. I'm not looking over the city. Instead, my eyes are always directed upward. The moon is close. The eclipse shape of the moon somehow looks like a cup. Suddenly, I get the foolish notion that maybe I could reach it from here. I'd need a rocket to go to the moon. Either that or a nauseatingly long ladder. Without that, I wouldn't be able to get there. Are you high, Shiro? I need a rocket or a ladder.
戻ろう。一人で来てもしょうがない。
I leave behind the silver thread. This is where the sky, the empty sky, is. Even with this tall a tower, I cannot reach the beginning. Ooh. The beginning. See, Shiro so many times will say something so knowingly, and then it's like, well, let's go hang out with Sakura now. I guess that's all we can do. We gotta figure things out, so. Let's go see Saber. Oh.
こんなものいつ持ち込んだんだ。
Is that a fucking tank? It's been an hour since we started cleaning up the storehouse. This junkyard-like atmosphere makes me a little dizzy. Even more than I expected.
シロ、この鉄板はどこに運べばよいのでしょうか？
What the heck? It's a table-sized iron griddle that, for some reason, has been lying dormant deep in the bowels of the storehouse. Oh, okay. It looked like a fucking tank. Wait, a griddle.
見覚えがなさすぎる。いや、とりあえず外に出しておいてくれ。
Telling me that wasn't a tank?
わかりました。
For now, the two of us are just throwing the scattered stuff outside. Pile of completely unrelated junk in front of her, Saber accompanies me without a hint of amazement.
しかし、こう改めて見ると。
There's probably enough junk to fill a light truck here. This is just the stuff from the first floor. How much is packed in there altogether? I'm afraid to even guess.
シロ、この鉄板は何に使うのでしょうか？
さっきのやつか。ってたい焼き用の鉄板じゃんか。なんでこんなものがあるんだ？
Furthermore, this isn't even meant for domestic use. It's a big one with a hinge, not unlike the type you may see at a food cart. Besides that, we also have what looks like a plate for making takoyaki, a cotton candy machine, and a Christmas tree-like something with skates. Wait,
土
what?
蔵の中でお祭りができるな。
Right?
これはすべてシロが持ち込んだものなのですか？
半分はそうだけど、あとの半分は俺も初めて見た。まあ、ガラクタであることはどっちも同じなんだけど。
Although the things I put away are the stuff that you could use once fixed type, it's never been the stuff that was brought from God knows where type.
シロの預かり知るところではないと。では、この法則性がないようで強力な共通点がある品物はどこから？
There is only one name I can reply with. Even Saber should have realized it by now. But pretending to be stumped myself, I keep silent.
うわ、懐かしいわね。どうしたのシロをこんな風に広げて。お祭りの準備でもしてるのかしら？
So, the culprit chose a good time to make an appearance. Like a criminal returning to the scene of the crime.
準備じゃなくて片付けをしてたんだ。どこかの誰かが持ってきたガラクタをどうにかしようと思ってさ。
ガラクタとは失礼ね。シロのために持ってきたものがほとんどなのに。
You hoarder.
ということは、ここにあるものはシロが欲しがったものなのですか？そうよ。
Oh.
そこの鉄板なんてショーウィンドウにべったり張り付いて何時間も見つめてたんだから。
Huh.
それをいつまでも覚えていたお姉ちゃんはたまたま家で見つけたってこともあり、何年か越しにシロにプレゼントしてあげたのでした。なんと素晴らしい。タイガは弟思いの見本ですね。でしょでしょ？なのにシロったらろくに使いもしないで、なんでか土蔵に放り込んで忘れちゃうのよね。
待て藤根、あとセイバー。今の話、どっかおかしいと思わないのか？
Okay, here we go.
何よ、いい話じゃ
Isn't
な
it a
いの
great
よ。
story? It sounds nice. Is it true though?
あのな、そりゃ一度は欲しがったけど、何年前の話だよ。子供の頃に屋台に張り付いてただけで、今欲しいって言ったら新しいフライパンぐらいだ。それにだな、例えば
I point at the taiyaki griddle.
あんな鉄板あったところでどうやって使えって言うんだ。
何言ってるのシロ。たい焼きを焼く鉄板なんだから、たい焼きを作ればいいだけの話でしょ。
Just do it.
これがあれば家でたい焼きが作れるのですか？
Sorry, Saber. Terribly sorry to crush your dreams and expectations, but being oriented for commercial use, it's not much help in a regular home.
ダメなんだセイバー。その鉄板じゃたい焼きは作れない。
Oh god, don't disappoint her with her food dreams.
藤根、
Look.
どうやってこれで焼く気なんだ？
どうってシロはたい焼きの作り方も知らないの？
違う、火力が足りないんだよ。こんな畳の半分くらいの大きさの鉄板にどうやって火を通せってんだ？
You dumb tiger.
バカトラ。
Damn.
そんなこと言ったってシロが欲しいって言うから。
言ってないし。なんでそういうことだけいつまでも覚えてるんだ藤姉は。まあ気持ちは嬉しいけど、こんなのどこから持ってきたんだよ。
うちにお祭りの後に置いてあったのよ。
ああ。
It must have been used at a food cart during the festival, then left with the family. Some young guy in the Fujimura group will probably get scolded by the old man Raiga for not looking after the inventory. Unfortunately. I bet the rest followed a similar sequence of events. I'll get them to take it all back when opportunity arises. Okay, I see.
シロ、
Having found something in the mountain of junk, Saber suddenly stops.
セイバー、何か見つけたか？
Maybe some dangerous magic-related item got mixed in there? I rush over to her side. It's gonna be something so simple.
これは一体何なのでしょうか。
She's shaking. Look at that's adorable. Look at that. Oh my god. In her hands, she holds a shaved ice machine. She's enamored. That is too wholesome. My god. Look at that shine in its eye. Oh, how could you deny her? This time, it's not a commercial meant for festival use type, but a regular penguin-shaped one. Deeply impressed by something, she keeps looking at it in the eyes, motionless.
それは
Unblinking.
かき氷を作る道具だよ。
かき氷。こんなに愛らしいのに氷菓子を作ることができるのですか。
The fact that this cute little thing could actually be used for something seems to be a shock for her. The hands holding the penguin start trembling.
よし。片付けが終わったら作ってみようか。
We've worked up quite a sweat. After a day of hard work, a reward like that would really hit the spot. Sadly, we don't have any syrup. No. Instead, I'll whip something up with matcha powder and sugar and cool it down in the fridge. Okay. Improvise, overcome. Regarding the festival food cart drama, once we finished with the cleaning, I gave the Fujimura group a call.
いや、ここにありやしたか。
The family members that showed up, after a few words of exasperation, ended up retrieving Fujine as well.
おじいちゃんになしつけてすぐ戻るからね。私の分も取っておくのよ。けどあんまりにも遅かったら気を利かせて助けに来てくれると嬉しいな。
Like that. Sounds like she's not coming back for a while.
シロ、
Welp.
これはどのように使うのでしょう。
There is no hiding the fact that the sparkling clean-shaved ice machine on top of the table is now the subject of Saber's undivided attention.
ちょっと待って。
I put a plate inside its belly. As I open its head, her eyes widen. I notice Saber cringing slightly.
そこが開くのは、その愛らしくない。
It is a bit jarring.
そうだな。こういうところだけ機能的すぎるよな。
With a bitter smile, I take the handle mounted on top of the head and spin it a few times. Her distress at that is so goddamn adorable. As I do so, little pieces of cut ice start to accumulate on the plate in its belly. The blush. No matter how hard Saber is trying to feign disinterest, she looks about to burst with curiosity.
シロ、この機械に別の形はないのですか。その
A lion.
獅子やヒョウのような。
Or a panther. Interesting. Crap. Despite having seen Saber like this many times before, the sheer imbalance still makes the corners of my mouth jerk up involuntarily.
シロ、なぜ顔を背けるのですか。
That's a great way to describe.
それに手を止めると氷が溶けてしまう。早く削ってしまうべきです。
すまん。そうだな。俺は知らないけど、もしかしたらライオン型のもあるかもな。
Perhaps.
それは本当で
Does
しょ
it
うか。
exist? These are the days before Amazon, so
いや、見たことはないけど、あってもおかしくないなって話。
we'll go on a quest for it. I keep working the handle. As soon as there is about a cupful, I take out the plate, put some matcha syrup on top, and hand it over to Saber. Delighted, she takes a spoon and then suddenly stops, looking at me.
シローは食べないのですか？
俺はこれで十分。
I show her my cup of the tea that I had been brewing at the same time.
そうですか。では、遠慮なくいただきます。
Dig in. Scooping up a bit with the spoon, she brings it to her mouth. She looks quite calm on the outside, but I bet she was really looking forward to it. Having eaten a mouthful, she nods approvingly, looks at the penguin, then me, and keeps going. I gotta say, one of the best parts of today's menu for the Emiya family is Saber's reactions to eating something good. The way Ufotable just depicts it like just a lush, just flower-filled background and Saber's glowing smile and the music that comes in, it's so like you get the similar feelings here.
セイバー、
It's like
昔
yes.
はこういうのなかったのか？
Yes, you enjoy that, Saber.
そうですね。確かに嗜好品として存在しているのは知っていました。ですが、今のように氷室が発達しているわけではありませんでしたので。
In an ice room. That was a luxury reserved for select few, she concludes, returning to her shaved ice.
ああ、セイバー、確かにかき氷は溶けやすいけど、そんなに慌てて食べると。
Can servants get brain freeze? We've learned a lot about servants in the past two parts. About their hair, about going to the bathroom. I just now remembered the bidet incident. Dear God. Looks like my warning came a little late. She was already stopped, her face turning a different color.
頭が痛くなるから注意しろって。
Oh
そう
boy.
だったな。
Her distortion and brain freeze really feels like that. She nods as her eyes start to tear up a bit. I pass her my teacup. Oh. She takes what I thought was fairly hot tea down in one gulp. Oh.
何ですか、シロ。私が氷で頭を痛める様子がそんなにおかしいのですか？
ね。おかしいというよりは、ほら、なんだ。まあいいから、そんなこと言ってると溶けるぞ。
It is.
そうですか。
Unconvinced, the ice is still on her mind, and she soon goes back to enjoying it.
シントに行けば見つかるかな。
シロ、どうしたのです？考え事ですか？
The lion ice machine.
やはりシロもかき氷を食べたくなったのですね。
ああ。けど、それはまた今度な。次はちゃんとシロップを買ってきて、なんとか。
She tilts her head in confusion. If there will be a next time, somehow, I'll get a job at a storehouse in Shinto or something and find that lion-shaped shaved ice machine, no matter how rare it may be. Yay. Until then, I'll postpone eating shaved ice with Saber. The next time, it's gotta be that special. We gotta find that one. Ryder, hello.
ありがとう、シロ。手間をかけますね。
いや、俺の方が押しかけてるんだし、お茶くらいは持参しないと。
Taking her cup from the tray, Ryder quietly nods her thanks. Everyone has their favorite cup. The one with the cat pattern is Tosaka's, the girly one is Sakura's, Saber's is blue and white Seto porcelain, and Ryder's a large bisonware cup. It goes without saying that Fujina has a magnificent tiger stripe piece, of course.
さて。
I shall devote myself to some relaxed reading this afternoon. But then, just barging in, taking a book and leaving is kind of rude. Ryder, our very own bibliophile, does not seem to mind. However, she doesn't seem to have any other leisure activities. A silly scene pops into my head.
何やら悩んでいますね。
いや、割と心穏やかのつもり。
どこかに私を誘いたいとか？
I mean, yes, but I'm having trouble with the reply. To say that I don't would be a lie, exactly.
あんまりからかわないでくれ。
そのつもりはないのですが。そういえば、シロ。
何？
Speaking of what now?
シントのプールをご存知ですか？
ああ、あれか。ワクワクザブーン。
Waku Waku Splash. Wait, was that the name of the water park in today's menu? I don't remember. It's an indoor all-weather dome type water resort. Okay, yep. One dazzling title, like in okonomiyaki made with top-grade wheat flour and eggs, put in a box, then decorated with ribbons and golden leaves. That is the kind of recreational facility it aims to be. In short, it's a pool. Nasu, you have a way with words. Out of nowhere, it has popped up in Shinto, taking me completely by surprise.
もうオープンして結構経ってるよな。
そうですね。私も見つけた時は驚きました。便利なものです。冬でも雨でもオールシーズンオープンだというのですから。
Dude, let's go. Let's fucking go. Invite everyone. She keeps nodding. It truly is an impressive concept. However, seeing Ryder bring up a topic like this is a bit unusual.
ライダーはもう行ったのか？
Swimsuit Ryder. Swimsuit Ryder.
はい、2度ほど。
Oh ho, the plot thickens. Twice, huh? Okay. Moreover, seeing Ryder, the adult representative of the Emiya household, in a swimsuit is nothing short of a luxury.
へえ。ライダー水着持ってたんだ。
さくらの買う時に一緒に選びましたもので。興味がありますか？シロ？
Yes. Don't ask that with a sidelong glance. You're not leaving much room for misunderstanding. Ryder putting on a swimsuit is like an ogre taking a metal club, so to speak, or Saber wielding the Excalibur, quickly approaching the invincible territory. Yeah.
興味はあるけど。ライダーザブーンに行った時、大騒ぎにならなかったか？
Had I been there, I would have caused some, no doubt.
はい。
Shiro.
声をかけてくる男性が多くて。
それはライダーだからだ。しかしライダーがプールに一人でね。
まあ、時には泳ぐことも
Like in the
懐かし
past.
いものです。
I nod to those words. The chalk white of palace walls against the deep blue of the Aegean Sea. That's how her home must have looked like.
それでもいろいろと面白いところです。どなたか女性の方を誘って行かれると良いのでは？
We could and should do that. That's right, that's what she's suggesting with a smile. A pool date with a girl, so much potential. Divine punishment is inevitable. However, that aside, what bothers me is that the person in front of me is talking almost as if she isn't one, pushing my luck.
ライダーと一緒に行くのは？
My man Shiro.
私とですか？そうですね。いえ、やめておきましょう。いろいろな方に悪い気がします。
I don't know what that means, but I tried. Sadly, that's not the answer I hoped for. Well, it's only natural.
あれ、さくらと一緒ならいい
Dude,
のか？
even her declining sounds like a tease. Jesus Christ.
さくらと行くのなら、私がいない方が楽しめると思いますが。
そうか。当分ライダーの水着姿は拝めないのか。
I love how honest Shiro is being. I'm so proud. How unfortunate. I doubt she'll agree even if I keep on persuading. As I sit there plunged into the depths of depression. Yeah, Ryder sips her tea with a wry smile.
そう落ち込まずに、シロ。運が良ければ、偶然プールで出会えるかもしれません。
Look, I haven't abandoned hope. Thank you for saying so.
じゃあ期待しておこう。
Yeah, should my wish be granted someday, somewhere, a chance to lay my eyes on swimsuit-clad Ryder may manifest itself. A wish. We finally have a wish for the Holy Grail. Ryder in a swimsuit. I bet she looks great. Wait a moment. Having imagined it for a moment, I noticed one serious problem.
ライダー、ちょっと。
何でしょうか、シロ。
水着の時、メガネどうしたんだ？
Oh, true. I don't think she could keep swimming with glasses on. On the other hand, she still has her mystic eyes. The kind that even the owner herself may have trouble controlling once the seal is taken off. Could it be the blindfold to go with the swimsuit? She's already incredibly hot even with her servant outfits body conscious. Blindfold, including one with the swimsuit, is just going off the scale. I've never been more in tune with Shiro, bro. But then Ryder says, laughing,
さあどうでしょう。
どうでしょうって。
Who
ライダー
knows?
それがどうでもいいわけない。
女は秘密が多い方が綺麗になるとリンが言ってましたから。
Wow.
それに習うことにしましょう。
Wow. How elegant.
うわ、どうしたんだ？すごく気になる。
Alright, this scene needs to calm down. We gotta relax. I'm glad it ended there. We gotta relax, okay? That was a dangerous conversation. Alright. Hang around Emiya residence. Sure. Now then, speaking of things to ask Tosaka about, advice. I'll go talk about the current situation. Seeing as Tosaka came back right after hearing about the abnormality, I should ask for her take on things. So yeah, this is like when she was like, come talk to me at night when she came back. This is the next like the next step, hence the exclamation point.
ええ、街がどうなっているかはざっと見て回ってきたわ。現状ではこれといって打つ手はなしね。
That sounds right.
で、エミヤ君は何を知ってるの？
As if she was prepared well in advance, Tosaka cuts right to the chase. Well, that sure makes it easier for me. I do have one question first.
なあ、トーサカ。アーチャーのやつはどうしてるんだ？トーサカが帰ってきたんだから近くに待機してるのか？
アーチャーとは絶縁中よ。そもそもあいつと私、もうマスターとサーバントの関係じゃないもの。
Whoa. Cut ties.
どういうことだそれ？契約切ったのか？
Interesting.
切ったというより切れたの。聖杯戦争が終わった時、契約は一度破棄されるのよ。
Right. Okay. Yeah, right.
ライダーやセイバーは別に今のままでよかったんでしょうけど、
Okay.
あいつは何か思うところがあったんでしょ
So
う。
yeah, Ryder and Saber are sticking around. But Archer has things on his mind. I see.
前みたいに四六時中協力体制ってわけじゃなくて、
Okay.
必要な時にギブアンドテイクで手を貸してもらう状態なの。
Okay, that sounds okay.
あいつが限界するための触媒にはなってあげてるけど、魔力提供はカットしてるわ。
Interesting. That's more okay. So I didn't know that last part could be a separate thing. I've always considered those the same things, like the magical energy supply is like how he stays, right? I guess it's just the baseline and she provides nothing further. Okay.
って、
That's more
こんな
nuanced
の
than
は
I
ずっ
thought.
と前から知ってるじゃない。何よ、今になって聞き返すなんて。
That's right. That's the way things are with Tosaka and Archer right now. Okay. While he isn't staying nearby, he'll help her when she needs it, under certain conditions. That sounds very Archer. I don't know what Archer was thinking when he chose to establish this kind of relationship, but I guess it wouldn't have worked out any other way. Continuing as Tosaka's servant is likely to produce some sort of definite contradiction.
エミヤ君、どうしたの？なんか怖い顔して。
Yeah, there's still things there between Archer and Shiro, of course. There always will be.
アーチャーが苦手なのはわかるけど、話をするだけでも嫌だったっけ？
いや、ただの立ちくらみだ。余計な話をさせて悪かった。トーサカ、街を回ってみてどうだった？違和感とか何かおかしなところとかあったか？
それがはっきりしないっていうか、我ながら
Oh, my bad.
抽象的な例えで申し訳ないんだけど、おかしいって感じてる時点で何がおかしいのか気づかない仕組みになってるっていうか。
And that like keeps happening to Shiro. That's been happening since the beginning. Where it's like one moment Shiro's like, the servants have disappeared. And then in the very next scene, Oh, it's Caster. Well, let's keep going, you know, right? It's a force. It's a contrivance, as Tosuka said. It's not only affecting him, but her as well. It's part of the whole thing. I see. The moment you become aware of the abnormality, it changes into something normal. Is that it? In other words, what looks to be normal really isn't. So then, if I were to assume that abnormal events that never took place in the original Fuyuki were the norm...
何か知ってそうね、エミヤ君。私がいない
We're,
間に何があったの？
figuring things out.
何もなかった。何もなかったけど。
Karen, where did I acquire all this extra knowledge?
少し聞いてほしいことがある。俺自身、どうしてこんなことを口にするかわからないんだが。
After collecting myself as much as I can, I start explaining. The fight with Archer that hasn't happened yet. Saber's defeat at the hands of a master I've never seen. This is very important to share. Green is our Kurisu. A story of Fuyuki City, drawing to a close with the end of each fourth day.
確認するけど、エミヤ君はその出来事を知っているだけなのね。実際に見たわけでもなくて、その4日目を体験してもいない。
ああ、ただ知ってるだけだ。
Nope.
夢で見たとか、どこかで聞いたとかいうのもない。
けれど知っている。この町で起きることならなんとなく把握できる。けど今のエミヤ君はまだ知らないから思い出せない。その時点でやり直してるってわけじゃないわよね。そんな状態なのはエミヤ君だけで、私やさくらは普通なんだから、冬騎士ぐるみっていうのもなし。今の4日間だけ冬騎士がそういう状態で、エミヤ君だけ隣が見えてる。
All I told her was the end of the 4 days that I somehow know about. The story of Emiyashiro who could not move beyond the 4 days. As if realizing something from just that, Tosuka's muttering to herself.
そっか、再会してるんじゃない。再現してるんだ。それならサーバントが全員揃っているのも説明がつく。そうなると、みんな嘘なんじゃなくて、嘘つきは一人だけになるのか。
Karen? Tosuka's stare is becoming sharper. Whatever she's thinking about, it can't be good.
トサカ、何か分かったのか？
そうね。
I'm sorry.
今のエミヤ君の話を一応歩ほど譲って、仮にそういう話があると想定した上でなら、
Goddamn,
そ
I
れ
love
なり
Green.
に仕組みは分かったわ。
This is why she's the best. So very reliable. The fact that she wouldn't believe it does hurt me a little, though.
いい？今から話すことはあくまでエミヤ君のヨタ話を考察しただけの話だから、町の異常には全くこれっぽっちも頭くるほどに関係ないって理解した上で聞いてちょうだい。
Okay.
分かった。机上の空論ってことだな。
それ以前、エミヤ君の言うデタラメな状況に説明をつけるとしたらっていう辻褄合わせよ。
Go on.
まあいいわ。メガネっと。
Tosuka Sensei retrieves a pair of glasses from her bag. It's been a while since I've seen her go into all-knowing Tosuka mode.
さて、エミヤ
Amazing.
君の話からすると、この4日間、10月8日から11日までの間が異常なのは明らかです。
I like to think there's no lenses in these.
セイバーやライダーは聖杯戦争が再開されたと言っているけど、それだと不都合が生じてしまう。わかるでしょ？戦いが再開されたのなら誰かが欠けていなきゃいけないはずよ。
Someone has to be missing. That's right. If this were really a restart, then the participants who dropped out half a year ago shouldn't be here now.
おかしいのにおかしくないのはそこ。きっとこの状態、この4日間だけは本来いてはいけない人物がいたとしても、
Right.
それが誰なのか特定できない状況にあるんだと思う。だから全員が揃っていても何一つおかしくない。いいえ、 全員が揃っていないとおかしいの。だってこれは誰かが以前起きた聖杯戦争を再現している結果なんだから。
Right, this is an intentional reproduction.
誰かが聖杯戦争を再現してるって。いや、それは初めから分かってたっていうか、聖杯を欲しがってるやつがまた聖杯戦争を始めようとしたんだろう。
Is it really just cotton?
それは再開。私が言っているのは再現。いい？仮に再開したいのなら、すでに欠けているサーバントなんていない方がいいでしょ。なのに町には全てのサーバントが揃っている。だからなんで私もこんな結論に飛んだのか頭くるんだけど、そいつは聖杯戦争を再現したいだけなの。
Fighting forever. I mean, that just sounds like
永
Angara.
遠に続けたいだけなの。
That just sounds like Angara, but
そのためにこの4日間だけは起こりうる全ての可能性を内包しているのよ。何度やっても楽しめるように、できる限り新鮮味を失わないようにってね。
every possible scenario. Yep. So, man, we're really getting through to everything we know here, but is that why? Come, let's continue the Holy Grail War. Those words were spoken?
けど待ってくれ。それじゃあ4日過ぎれば町は元通りになるってことだよな。なんで俺は先のことを知っているんだ。これじゃあ俺だけ1日目に戻ってるみたいじゃないか。
戻っているならちゃんと確かな記憶として覚えてるでしょ。エミヤ君はね、きっと自分を見ちゃってるのよ。
Right.
図にするとこんな感じかな。
Huh.
平行世界ってわけじゃないからね。この4日間ではあらゆる可能性は10日だから、エミヤ君はこういう風になってるの。
Okay.
エミヤシローっていう奏者が合わせ鏡みたいに無限にいると仮定して、全く同じコースをそれぞれ違ったタイムで
A,
走
B,
って
C, D, E to infinity.
わかる？あっちでテレビゲームをやったんだけど、あれと同じよ。
One of those video game things.
シューティングゲームっていうの？時期が3期いて、やられたら初めからやり直すやつ。
Played a third-person shooter? Okay, cool.
あれって時期視点から見ると連続してないけど、プレイヤー視点から見れば連続しているじゃない。
Okay.
それと同じよ。時期がいる限り死んでも初めからやり直せる。全く同じ性能の全く新しい時期が全く同じ面を攻略するでしょ。今のエミヤ君はまさにそれってわけ。
Tosuka's metaphor is awfully impolite, but I get what she's trying to say. I guess by the seeing the ones beside me thing she was muttering, she actually meant seeing the player B that went ahead of me. It's just like adjacent knowledge being the same character. You're not truly returning because otherwise you would just know everything off the bat, but yeah, it's the conclusion of a different playthrough that I know about. I haven't experienced it myself yet, but I can go, oh, player A got beaten by a boss here. I guess that's how you could put it?
いろいろ納得いかないんだが、辻褄合わせだから納得するとして、じゃあ俺このままおとなしくしてれば4日目を超えられるってこと？
No.
超えられなかったエミヤシローはいないと思うけど、たとえ死体であっても5日目は来るんだから。
Oh.
私もさくらもエミヤ君みたいな夢は見てないから、街そのものが繰り返していないのは明白よ。
Yeah, yeah.
でももしかしてエミヤ君だけ特別で、この聖杯戦争をどうにかしないと絶対に
That's
4
fucked
日目
up.
で死んじゃうのかもね。
So he has to figure it out, otherwise it's just him that's fucked. I mean, there were scenarios where all the beasts enveloped like the whole town and everyone was dying, but yeah, it's like Heaven's Feel Redux. This might be what you'd call an ill omen. My situation went from bad to downright scary.
俺が変なことを知ってる理屈は分かったよ。けどさ、どうやって聖杯戦争の再現なんて起こしてるんだ？聖杯を欲しがっている何者かってやつは、そんな魔法みたいなことができるのか？
Yeah, it's weird how this is possible. I mean, I was thinking before the whole Zelrek accident, I was like, okay, that could make sense. But it seems like Kaden has some kind of sense of agency as far as what's going on, so that's worth looking into. We just have to guide Shiro on that path. The next meeting is going to be with when we somehow get Ku to come with us that night. So I guess we'll see then, but till then...
そもそもこんなことができるなら、聖杯なんかに頼らず望みを叶えられるだろうに。
もう言ったでしょ。そいつの目的はもう叶ってるんだって。そいつは聖杯が欲しくて聖杯戦争を再現しているんじゃない。殺し合いがしたいから聖杯戦争を再現している。
That is their wish.
それはつまり。
I see. It's the other way around.
それが願いなんだ。
That was the wish.
そいつはすでに聖杯を手に入れていて、聖杯戦争を再現するっていう願いを叶えたとしたら。
That is an insane wish. Literally, definition of insane wish.
そういうこと。これが誰かの望みだとしたら、聖杯の持ち主を倒さないと解除できないんでしょうね。ま、怪しい奴がいるとすれば、それは前回の聖杯戦争にいなかった人物よ。
And Kaden, they're just straight up, yep. That's a pretty simple conclusion. Anyone that has recently popped up on the scene is under suspicion.
私は帰ってくるまでいなかったけど、元からこの町にいてもいい人間だから除外して。半年前にいなかった奴がいたら、そいつがこの騒ぎの元凶よ。
Uh-huh.
なあ、父さんか。俺、その怪しいやつって知ってるっぽいんだけど、出会った時はいつも死んでるみたいなんだ。なんか解決策ないかな？
常識外れの質問もそろそろ疲れてきたわ。出会っても殺されるってことは、その出会い方自体が間違ってるんじゃない？いい？一番正しい出会い。一番最初に出会った場面を知っているなら、自分の手でその状況を再現なさい。エミヤ君にはそれができるんだから。
That's a big if, but I guess we know the next the next step. What a fake, she keeps mumbling. Guess she doesn't believe any of it after all. Thanks, Reen. Well, what do you know? There actually is another place I could meet that girl at. That time, if I remember right. Oh, Tosuka and the track and field and archery clubs were all at the Ryudo Temple. That was the first time in the VN we saw her. Yeah. We go back that far. Interesting.
とりあえず当面の目的がはっきりしたよ。
お役に立てて光栄よ。で、どうするの、エミヤ君？その聖杯の持ち主を探してみる？
まあ、できる範囲で。とりあえず害はないんだし、4日目を過ぎたら元に戻るんだろ？無理しないで適当にやれよ。
In other words, we'll keep doing new events until I run out, and then I'll keep going. Sorry to bother you. I get up from my seat. This has become a much longer conversation than I expected.
まったく。私たちはそんな夢とか見てないから断言できないんだけど、今のは一応あなたの話を真剣に考えてあげた場合の答えよ。本音を言えば、そんな寝ぼけた妄想を浮かべる暇があるならプールにでも誘えって感じだけど、あんまり都合よく使ってるとこっちにも考えがあるわよ。
Hehehe. She proceeds to give me a frightening bit of info with an equally frightening smile. Pool. The pool, huh? Okay. I'll repay this favor in a non-material way soon enough, so please do wait for it. Just don't expect too much.
世話になった。また明日な、父さんか。
I leave the guest room behind. She does not answer right away. Instead, she sighs secretly and...
ねえ。みんな揃ってるのっていいわね。
It is. It is. Like, we have to figure things out. We have to solve everything, but It's very nice. It's not so bad. Besides all the brutal murders and horrible things happening. Other than that, it's been overall very nice. Her faint smile is a mirror image of my own mood too. Alright. We go again. Oh boy, every time, dude. I like semi-braced myself there, but it never helps. God damn it. I want to help you, the woman said. She was sincere. The frankness of her confession, unclouded by any trace of impure emotion, brought tears pouring from her eyes as she spoke the words, I wish to free you from your suffering. Which made me feel nothing but pessimism. Wait, who said that? I felt neither joy nor gratitude that she had come to save me. That kindness of hers was misdirected and nothing but an annoyance to me. It wasn't enough to make me despise her, but honestly, I wanted her to run along home to her own world instead. This isn't to say that I hated the woman, but the very principles that guided her actions were wrong. She should have known as well as I did that she wasn't going to save anyone. Should have known from the start that it was impossible for her to save me. I responded in a voice you couldn't exactly call a voice. With your throat crushed, it's impossible to make a sound. Yikes, so I tried shaking my head until I remembered that I couldn't do that either. Eventually, she gave up and went back above ground. She kept up that contest of endurance for days until gradually, she came to realize she was talking to herself. The one her words were addressed to was just a corpse. That's something that happened, apparently. These events I hadn't committed to memory in the first place are now surfacing in my mind because of the similar emotions now being directed towards me. Doubt and mercy. That woman who tries to be so fastidious is holding some sort of ridiculous feeling of obligation towards me, even though she doesn't have a shred of proof as to why she should. Bazet Fraga McRemitz. That woman, who has become Avenger's master, now harbors the same misdirected emotions for me as the woman from back then. I see, so Bazet is reminding him of these surfacing memories of this woman who tried to save him. Interesting. Whoa. Oh god. So the Einsburn visit didn't go well. My heart thundering at a speed of 500% over its usual rate, I barely propel my exhausted body towards the ruins. My throat is burning. The way my right leg's aching after I pushed it to the limits of my endurance and beyond, it had come as no surprise to hear that I'd busted it. Having used up all but the dregs of the magical energy I received from Bazet, my own reserves of strength are starting to come up dry too. Basically, you could say I'm giving up. I can't move another step and I'm tempted to just quit now. Consequences be damned. Dear God. Bazet, who reached the ruins one step ahead of me, comes back outside and shouts at me. Grasping for purchase with both hands, I fling myself into the building with all the dignity of a fleeing puppy. The door slams closed behind me. Of course, some little door isn't worth a fart as far as defense goes, considering the monster that's after us. Having that barrier at least gives us the illusion of security, though. That sounds like him. I can hear a roar. That must be the big fucker we've got on our tail, destroying everything in his path as he pursues us through the forest. Running away to a ruin like this won't save us. Once he catches up, he'll crush the whole place to powder, and both of us along with it. That thing is like a fierce gale. No matter what kind of weapon one is armed with, it's plain to see that no human could cross swords with that and live. I was gonna say, man, like, their abilities are great. Their strategy is great for every servant who actively uses a Noble Phantasm, because then Bazet can use Rack. But Herc's just gonna kill you. Like, he's just gonna swing his axe sword, and you're dead. In a clearing in the forest, we ran into that monster. No, it would be better to say that it was waiting there for us. Though set there like a monolith carved out of stone, the second we set foot into its territory, it let out that roar as it came after us. The battle was over in 1 second. I never had any great desire to pick a fight with that thing in the first place, but after the first shot, even Bazet realized that we couldn't fight it, let alone win. Yeah. Bazet's not one to back down from a fight, but after even Fragarak failed to score a kill, she wisely and graciously gave the order to retreat. True, because even with Fragarak triggering, right, it's 12 lives, man. Still, you've got to hand it to her. To be able to fight even for a few seconds facing the source of that hellish roar took some serious guts. She recovered in no time and fired off Fragarak while that huge monster's war cry still had me nearly pissing myself. The noble phantasm seems to be the type that's always on, because Fragarak activated right away. Oh, that's true, God Hand. Yeah, God Hand is a noble phantasm. It's a passive one, but it's still one, so that would still be a trigger. So yeah, there you go. It doesn't have to be an offensive move. I think the way it phrased it before, like when a servant uses its ultimate move, so I was thinking like offensive type things. But yeah, that makes sense too. Her aim was true, and her shot struck right in its heart, bringing that fat ass down once and for all. God damn it, Angra. And God Hand is some ultimate shit, so true. Or at least that's what should have happened. Instead, it had completely revived 10 seconds later and kept charging straight for us. Yeah, that's one life, or however many lives Fragarak could have taken there. Doesn't matter. You have no other way to take the rest of it out. 1 or 2 or 3, doesn't matter. Back from the brink of death in perfect health. In other words, a body that knows no death. That's the big fucker's noble phantasm. After she wasted her Fragarak on it, Bazet's whole body went rigid. And with her frozen there as that monstrous thing came bearing down on her, I personally think it was awfully nice of me to give her a little push out of harm's way via a flying kick to the side. That has the same energy as Archer kicking Shiro away from Caster. The pain. It felt like he barely grazed me, but that was enough to send me flying too. The big guy's sights are now set on me, standing right in its path, and I look up to see an axe the size of a Grecian pillar raised over my head. Yep, that's true. To even think about eating a hit from that would be crazy, and my chances of slipping by unharmed were stupendously low. So then, when things were at their darkest, just as I was thinking that, this must be what they call instant death, who should come to my rescue but the very same Bazet that I just kicked away from that huge thing. She leveled her second Fragarak at its face and fired, striking it right between the eyes. That's your best bet. Seems like she fired her second Fragarak not to kill, but to try and blind it. But even a huge hole in its face didn't stop that monster, or the axe it held, so that's when Bazet grabbed me by the hand and made a break for the forest. Throwing off the gloves that Fragarak had burned as she ran, Bazet laid a rune into both legs to let her run faster. Nice. Man, damn, so it blasted a hole in its face. It's pretty good. Me being the compulsive thief and hoarder that I am, I pick up her trash. And seizing me by the scruff of my neck, Bazet took off running. Seeing as how she's in top physical shape to start with, the blessing of the runes on top of that allowed her to leave that huge monster behind before you could blink. Hell yeah. But even that only gave us a few seconds head start. Before its eyes had even finished healing, it was hot on our trail, as surely as though it were tracking us by scent. Got it.
ここに逃げ込んだところで、あと数分持たずに追いつかれ殺されるって結論だ。
The memories here. The dragon.
あれだけ危ないからよそうぜって言ったのにさ。
And other things.
人の言うこと聞かないからこんな目に遭うんだぜ。そのあたり反論あるか、マスター？
敵の戦力を若干甘く見ていたのは認めます。確かに。あんなサーバントがいるとは予想外でした。
He did try to discourage you, but I guess now you've seen for yourself. Bazet's response sounds a little weak, maybe like she's regretting it. Compared to her near total silence from the time we entered the forest till now, though, this is a veritable world of difference. That's good. Makes it easier on me too. But first things
い
first.
や、ありゃサーバントじゃねえよ。この森に住むただの怪物だ。
Wait, what?
サーバントになり損なった亡霊みたいなものだと思いな。
何を言うのです。あれはサーバントだ。この時代の亡霊などではない。宝具も持っていたし、間違いなくアインツベルンのサーバントでしょう。
まあ位置づけ的にはそうなるのか。そっかそっか。競争相手であろうとなかろうと、サーバントはサーバントだったな。
Don't confuse me even more. By all rights, trying to figure out what class of servant that monster is would be a waste of time. What we need to focus on right now, rather than trying to figure out what the hell that thing is to figure out what the hell we should do about it. Ain't a thing we can do about that big fucker. So for now, let's figure out what we're gonna do with ourselves.
で、どうするマスター。このままおとなしく殺されてやり直すか、それともあのサーバントのマスターを探し出すか。
Yeah, that's really all you can do.
無論アインツベルンのマスターを探し出します。あのサーバントの周囲にはそれらしい気配はありませんでしたから。
Oh, for sure.
アインツベルンの城に潜んでいるんでしょう。
Herc is just the best guard ever.
城に潜んでるってのは同感だな。けど城に行くってことはあのデカブツをどうにかするってことだぜ。逃げるのか戦うのか。あんたはどうするつもりなんだ。
アベンジャー、正直に言うと私は敵に背を向けるのは苦手です。戦いを挑まれたのなら力を持って打ち破るのが私のスタイルだ。
知ってるよ。これでも長く付き合ってきた方だからな。あんたはいつもカツカツで嫌がる俺を平気で負け戦に投入したじゃんか。
それはあなたの能力がループだと誤解していたからです。あなたがもう少しノーマルなサーバントなら私とて無理強いなどしませんでした。
どうだかね。で、今回もやるわけ。どのみちあのデカブツをどうにかしないと城には
So
た
what
ど
do you
り
do?
着けないんだから。
いいえ、私もそこまで無謀ではありません。今までの戦いは勝算があったからこそ通したことです。ですが、あの相手には勝算はありません。私とあなたでは相性が悪すぎる。
Extremely. I let out a whistle. Just as Bazet said, we are a real bad match against that ginormous thing. My noble phantasm's just no good against it. Up against him, I couldn't survive so much as a single blow. The first strike would be fatal, so if one hit equals death, I can't turn the curse back on him. On the other hand, we could have Bazet counterattack with Fragorak, which he can only use it 3 times. It's crystal clear that the monster's noble phantasm allows it to rise from the dead. We don't know yet how many times it's good for, but it likely outnumbers the uses of Fragorak we've got. Exactly.
それじゃあ戦うってのはなしだな。じゃあ
It's impressive. It's really impressive that Fragorak seemed to have taken 2 lives there at the very least, because she used it and then it regenerated. Then she blasted the head there and it regenerated. So I was like, damn. Really damn powerful.
追跡を振り切って城を目指すだけでしょう。こちらも目は低いですが、ゼロというわけではありませんから。
She's right about that much. But there's still something pretty big that Bazet's overlooking. That monster ain't something you can just ignore. To make it to the castle, we've got to take care of our new buddy somehow.
決まりだな。俺はここに残ってあのデカブツを引きつけて、あんたは一人で城に向かう。オーケー、それなら半々だ。あんたの足ならコースアウトでもしない限りきっと城にたどり着ける。ここからアインツベルンの城は北西に15キロほどだ。
Yeah, I was gonna say, it would take a distraction, so damn, Angra.
ルーンを刻む悲壮は残ってるか？残ってるな。なら問題なしだ。俺が稼げるのはせいぜい1分程度だが、あんた一人だけならそれを10倍にできる。
Wow.
アベンジャー、私はそんなことは命令していません。私はあなたと城に向かいます。
She don't want that.
無茶言うな。そっちの方が俺にはきつい。正直あんたの足にはついていけねえんだよ。 ここまで逃げてくるのが限界でさ。
それはあなたの精神が弱いからです。気合を入れなさい。その気になればまだ走れるはずだ。
Just one of
あな
spirit.
たはいつも諦めが早すぎる。
You really hit me where it hurts. That's quite a gutsy lady.
そりゃあまあ意地を張れば少しは働けるけど。
Give him a pep talk.
それでもあんたのスピードについていけないのは本当なんだが。
まったく。なら戦力として考えません。いざとなれば霊体化して私についてきなさい。
Man. Well, ain't that a clear-headed opinion? Doing that won't do a thing to help either one of us, though. So how are we gonna get out of this one? And the other time, we'd both just go about playing the part that works best for us, simple as that. The reason we can't do that now is because a certain someone over here is misunderstanding things in the most boring-ass way possible.
らしくないぜマスター。霊体化して俺だけ助かってどうなる？マスターが殺されたら俺たちはそれで終わりなんだぜ。ならどう考えても足の遅いお荷物を足止めにしてあんたは任務達成するべきだろう。
General Bazet.
私はあなたを荷物などと言った覚えはありません。
俺がそう思ってんの。何しろ本当に
He's being
自分
very
一人じゃ動け
honest.
ないからな。
And Bazet's really doing her best to, like, have her cake and eat it too, but I don't know. You stick out my left leg to make my point. It was reduced to kibbles and bits by that giant ape when he charged us. That a fourth-rate heroic spirit like me managed to make it all the way here on my own power after that is pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. It is not easy to get away from Herc. Yep, the gutsy way ain't nothing to sneeze at.
ダメだ。それなら私も残ります。ここであのサーバントを倒す方を取る。私は一人では進まない。ここであなたを置き去りにすることはできない。
He's a real Seigi no Mikata. Determined, but still doubtful. It's definitely not because of any deep feeling of affection. It was that same hand that once reached out to me in a gesture so severely mistaken.
それは同情から？
いえ、同情なんてしていません。ただその傷には私にも責任がある。だから置き去りにするぐらいなら私はその責任を取ろう。
Alright.
それは違う。いいかマスター。あんたは今自分の目的を果たすためではなく、それはまあ俺からしてみれば悪いことじゃない。助けてもらえるんなら助けてもらいたいけどさ、その動機が負い目から来たものならそれは置き去りよりたちが悪いことなんだ。
負い目ですって？
そう、同情とか憐憫とかそういうのいいかい、人間のお嬢さん。絶望にいるものを救おうとするのなら負の感情で動いてはいけないんだ。負は正でなければ打ち消せない。悲しみに陥ったものを悲しみで救い上げても癒されないものがあるんだよ。
Wow.
ま、あれだな。救った後のデイケアまで受け持つってんなら話は別だが、人間そこまで暇なやつは稀だからな。
Those in this world who just can't be healed, huh? That just makes me think of Kire. Angara's so interesting, man.
やっぱり助けるんならどっちにとっても得になる理由じゃないと損ってことだ。
Wicked laughter. In the distance, I hear the monsters howl. That kind of freaked me out. I was kind of worried that it was coming from outside my window. Bassett stares fixedly at me, her face blank.
わかりづらかった？なら例えばの話をしよう。ある場所に世界で一番不幸な目に遭っているやつがいるとする。ある日、あんたはそいつのことをニュースで知って落ち込んじまうんだが、それは意味のない干渉なんだ。遠い世界の話には関われない。自分には関わりのないところで誰かに不幸な出来事が起きたとしても、あんたは笑っていろ。
I mean... I think, you know, feeling that, like, seeing something bad on the news and feeling sadness, sorrow, and despair, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, sure, it's pointless that because you can't do anything about it. You're so far removed from it, probably. Like, if it doesn't affect you, then it's like, you know, that is true. But you can still feel that and still, like, push on, you know, despite that. But I get what he's saying. That's right. To try to save someone who doesn't exist in your own world would mean to deny that world of yours. Also, yeah, just applied in the sense of, like, actively trying to save someone who is like... But... to Bazet, that's the logic this world operates on, something that doesn't even bear mentioning. Unrelated humans, unobjecting humans, affirm every misfortune and sorrow by that alone. That inequality cannot be overthrown. So why not just accept the happiness that's built on someone else's sacrifice? Even if it's a truly ugly and wretched life, if you're among the blessed, all you can do is smile and accept that's just how it is. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. Live out your whole life opposite that contradiction and that ugliness. That's what a proper human should do. I'm not disagreeing with him. A human can't save anyone except himself. Saving another person solely for that other person's sake is no better than an excuse worthy of death. Such lip service can't save anyone. But if even then, you still believe you can save another, which is basically the whole thing. If you're still tripping stuff like, I want to save another, if even then...
せめて笑いながら救いに行け。見捨てられないから残るとか、かわいそうだから戻るとか、そういうのは余計なお世話だ。一緒に苦楽を共にしようなんて間違っても抱くなっていうことでさ。
Okay, so yeah, I like that. So even after hearing all that, and you still want to save someone, at least do it with a smile on your face. Okay. Not out of some negative feeling, not sorrow or a debt or a pity, right? All she needs to share with me is the joy. Coming to save me by bringing me sorrow would be nothing but a pain in my ass. What I want is a no questions asked fairy tale ending. Peace and love to exceed even the days of nothing but loss. That's right. For example, like dark and sunken eyes. Seeing a bright and shining future in an outstretched hand.
Avenger, あなたは
He has quite a perspective.
ああ、いや、脱線しちまったな。
And I still like suspect this connection to Shiro, so I wonder like how much of that comes from just Avenger's own thoughts of like Bazet herself versus someone who is just such a has the potential to be such a machine, and it has been such a machine-like hero of justice that he shares so many thoughts, even going off topic as he says,
ズバッと言うと、
just because he has so many feelings about it.
どうせ死んでもまた顔を合わせるんだ。同情で死なれたら気まずいじゃねえか。
And also like this woman that apparently tried to save him before. Like I'm sure he's also speaking from that place as well. But yeah.
アインツベルンのマスターに話があるんだろ。さっさと要件を済ませて
Like
こいよ。
practically.
俺は先に戻ってるから。
Oh god. Practically, you're just gonna die. So we gotta do something. The storm's coming closer. We better end our little chat post-haste before he shows up.
なんだ。まだ何か言わないとダメか。
いいえ、十分です。私のために敵の足止めをお願いします、アベンジャー。
Alright.
はいよ。
That's it then.
じゃ、ちょっくら気合い入れて出迎えるわ。
Alright, Bazet. Waving my hand to Bazet, I venture outside. Once she's made up her mind about something, she won't waste a moment's effort on anything unnecessary. She's already forgotten all about me and is running at full throttle straight to the castle by now. The Ironsburn servant will be here any minute. I pull Bazet's glove that I picked up off the ground onto my right hand. It's pretty much useless as the glove after Fragarak reduced it to cinders, but what the hell, it might at least make for a good luck charm. Yeah, why not?
さて、今度こそ真っ二つか。
Maybe, buddy. It's all encroaching.
だから来たくないって言ったのにな。くそ。
The weakest under attack by the strongest, this is. Yep, pretty much. There are way too many matchups like this in this Holy Grail War thing, god damn it. In the end, I left him behind. I allowed him to remain there in a place where he was certain to be killed, and raced into the forest alone. I feel no debt towards him. That's what he wanted. As he said, this was a natural choice. A familiar should be played like a pawn, sacrificed to protect his king. Using one's servant as a shield to prolong your own life is a matter of course. If I'm going to feel indebted to him, it should only be if I fail to reach the castle. Should I fail to live up to the chance at victory he's given me through his servant's devotion, then and only then. I like that. I really do. I've already grown accustomed to this, and I do understand. Furthermore, even if Avenger were to die, he'll return to life again. Even if he's killed out here, he'll be returned to the first night again. Nothing to lose, and nothing to regret. Just as before, I, as a magus of the Association, shall conduct myself in a manner befitting my reputation as the first-rate agent. Yeah, and yet I feel more pain than usual. These feelings of sentimentality which I felt once before now seem to grate against my heart as I grit my teeth in discomfort. In irritation towards both him and myself, I find myself indiscriminately destroying everything in my path. The darkness of the night, the multitude of trees, and even the castle now visible beyond the forest. It feels like I try to shoot them down if I relax my grasp of myself even for a moment. Yeah, it would be strange. I mean, she's going with this for now. Like, for Avenger, but of course, like, she is internally really struggling with it. Even, like, assuming, like, putting on the mask and the role that she's used to of her employment in the association. Now, it hurts even more than that. However, it's not those voiceless objects that I want to destroy the most, but herself?
そうか。私も。
I've left him behind. All of a sudden, I find myself wanting to apologize to all those unknown things. Even if it was the natural choice, even if he told me to do so himself, the way I treated him was way worse than any hatred or betrayal. Yeah. The castle gates stand wide open. Without a moment's pause, I hurry inside. I may have left that monster far behind me, but in all likelihood, I still have no more than 5 minutes to spare. I must locate the Einsburn Master and force their surrender right away. Which is why I need to calm down and gather my wits. My goal isn't to do away with the Master, but to have a few uncertain points clarified. I must ask the Master of the Einsburns, the family acting as a cornerstone of the Holy Grail War, and said to know more about the heroic spirits than any other about the mystery of these 4 days. Let's make this worth it. It hurts. I don't like abandoning Avenger either, but kick that damn door in. Whew. Oh man. Alright, so yeah, we gotta make this worth it. Like, if we fail, then it's like, okay, then we can feel bad, right? But he's made this sacrifice. We gotta capitalize on this shit. We gotta bite the bullet here. Let's fucking go. I stormed the entrance to the castle foyer. They should have known we were here the moment we engaged that monster in combat. No need for stealth now. Oh yeah, they definitely know.
近い。2階正面。
Let's go, Bazette. As I run towards the staircase, I put on a spare pair of leather gloves. Ah, spares. I'm in the thick of enemy territory now. It wouldn't be strange to find a blade at my neck at any moment, and... a strike could come from any direction. An anachronistic long-handled weapon comes swinging down towards me. Who is this, Liz? Sella? A halberd. Dodging that deadly ancient weapon, the style of which was beginning to fall out of favor even among the Knights of the Holy Church, I jump back out of the way.
侵入者イリアをいじめに来たのなら帰れ
No bully Ilya, although that is so cool. A voice free of emotion, wielding a weapon that must weigh in excess of 40 kilos, as though it were lighter than a feather. No, the awkwardness in her moves is as if she doesn't feel the weight at all. There's no room for doubt. This must be one of the finely honed battle usage synthetic humans of the Einsburns, a homunculus.
帰らないなら仕方ない
Liz, I love you, but let's see. Perhaps picking up on my own readiness for battle, the homunculus raises her halberd into the air. There's no time to try and gauge her ability. I have to take her down with my first strike. This is the second time I faced off against an Ainsburn-made homunculus, and a formidable opponent though she may be, I also know her limits. Alright, Bazet, let's go. She is boxing with the halberd. A flurry of attacks and defensive counters leaves us still facing off against one another. Her strikes with the halberd are like those of a child in a play sword fight. She has nothing to depend on but brute strength, I see. But in addition to that, her raw power is so otherworldly as to be superhuman, transforming her into a force of nature in battle. Though not on the level of the monster out there, one blow from this homunculus would be more than enough to fatally wound me. I don't know, I'm struggling to read right now. A direct hit would likely shatter every bone in my body. I need some water. This is so cool. Even while parrying the Gale level force of her attacks, I managed to land 7 or so punches on her. And though each one contained enough power to have blown her internal organs out through her back, not so much as a flicker of pain shows on the face of the homunculus. I don't know whether that maid uniform of hers is some kind of superb mystic code, or whether she simply doesn't feel pain at all. At any rate, I'll have to break this homunculus's bones to bring her to a standstill. Oh god. The fire of battle when the homunculus dies down. Her face, as expressionless as it was filled with a strong drive, suddenly drains of its former tension as...
そこまでよ、リズ。
shit.
私のお客様なんだから、丁重にもてなしなさいと言ったでしょ。
A proper welcome. A young girl appears on top of the staircase, her hair as white as snow.
こんばんは、見知らぬお客様。私はこの城の主、イリアス・フィール・フォン・アインツベルン。このような夜更けにどんなご用件でいらっしゃったのかしら。
The girl ushers me inside with a polite grace that perfectly complements her loveliness. This girl is the Ainsburn master? There's definitely a strong magical aura surrounding her. The amount of magical energy her body holds is simply phenomenal. I know. A being beyond human, a natural-born magic circuit. There's no mistake. This girl too is a homunculus crafted by the hands of the Ainsburns. Sometimes you forget how, like, crazy Ilya is.
あら、せっかく出てきてあげたのにご挨拶もなし。魔術協会の魔術師は礼儀がなっていないのね。お話をする気がないのなら早々に城を後にしてくださいな。
She giggles. Even though she knows that I'm a master, there's not a trace of caution in her. It's almost as if she never saw me as a worthy opponent from the start.
失礼しました。私はバゼット。魔術協会から派遣されたマスターです。ここにはマスターとしてやってきました。
それは存じていますわ。森でサーバントと出会ったでしょ。それでもしかしたらやってきたのはあなたかなって。他のマスターたちは間違ってもここにはやってこないから、ようやく来てくれたのかなって喜んでいましたな。
Her smile is so carefree. My first impression of her could have been off the mark. There is no condescension in the girl's manner. She simply doesn't view me as her enemy.
そうよ。私はあなたと戦う気はないわ。他のどのマスターとも戦う気はない。私はもうマスターでも何でもないんだもの。
What?
あなた以外のマスターはみんなそれを知ってるから、こんな森にはやってこないの。
She's not a master? What does this mean?
下がりなさいリズ。バゼットは私と話がしたいみたい。森からお化けが入ってこないよう城門を閉めてきて。
She's not in contract with Hercules anymore?
いいけど、イリア、本当に大丈夫？いいの。バゼットと2人で話したいんだから。リズ、 最近生意気よ。あんまり私に逆らわないで。うん。リズ、イリアの言う通りにする。
The homunculus called Liz exits past me without so much as a watchful glance in my direction, as though our fierce battle a few moments ago never took place.
さあ、あなたはこっちよ、バゼット。私と話をしに来たのでしょう。私にわかることなら、
Let's listen.
頑張って
Let's
答え
go.
てあげるわ。
The girl descends the stairs and disappears into the far end of the lobby. Still reeling slightly from this completely unexpected turn of events, I take her up on the invitation.
事の顛末は知っているわ。あなたは私の森に入ってきて、お化けに襲われて、自分のサーバントをおとりにして、ここまでやってきた。目的はアインツベルンのマスターを倒すことと、それ以外に知りたいことがあったから。違う？そうでもなければ、こんな忘れられた城に挑もうとは思わないもの。
The girl calmly lowers herself onto a chair, though I declined when offered a seat of my own. Even if she proclaims disinterest in fighting me, this place is still enemy territory. I can't know for certain that she won't make this whole room disappear with a snap of her fingers.
用心深いのね、バゼット。教会の教えなのか、それともそういう性格なのか。ねえ、あなたって敵地じゃお茶も飲まないタイプ
Yeah, Princess Bride, the wine in front of you and the wine in front of me.
場合によりますが、ここでは飲みません。あなたの言う通り、私は知りたいことがあってきた。世間話をしに来たわけではありませんから。
そう、残念ね。それじゃお茶の用意は取りやめるわ。要件だけ済ませる方があなたには喜ばれそうだし。
Ilia's chillin'. What does she know about what's going on? Is this girl really the Einspern master? I'm beginning to doubt her anew. No, if what she said about no longer being a master is true, then she's really not a master at all.
イリアス・フィール、あなたはマスターではないと言いましたが、森にいた巨人はあなたのサーバントではないのですか？
あのお化けは私のサーバントよ。けど、アインツベルンのサーバントじゃないの。
Mistake was made.
ちょっとした手違いで狂っちゃったの。今じゃ聖杯戦争とは関係のない。私を守るだけのお化けになっちゃった。
What?
街に現れている怪物とは違うけど、同じようなものと思えばいいわ。彼は聖杯戦争には何の関わりもない。この森にやってくるマスターを殺すだけの怪物。サーバントでありながら、サーバントの役からあぶれてしまった形のない亡霊なの。
What the hell? So that's why Angras was saying that before. Interesting.
役からあぶれた。
Yeah, by who?
該当する役回りがなかったから、ちゃんとした出番を与えられ
No
なか
part
ったの。
available for him to play.
彼がアインツベルンのサーバントなら、あんなことにはならなかったでしょうけど。
あの怪物はアインツベルンのサーバントではない。
Yeah, who is the servant?
では、アインツベルンのサーバントはどこにいるのです？
いないわ。
Gone.
だって私、他のマスターにサーバントを取られちゃったんだもの。
My servant was taken away from me by another master.
もうマスターじゃないって、そういうこと。聖杯戦争が始まってから4日目の夜に、あっけなくサーバントが殺されて、アインツベルンのマスターを敗北したの。あなたのサーバントだって、アインツベルンは脱落したって一番初めに知ってたはずよ。
Angra. My mind freezes. Avenger knew that the Einspern master had been defeated. Not that it comes as a surprise. The number of things he's keeping secret from me could fill volumes, true. I don't trust that suspicious guy at all, so this news is hardly enough to shock me. What I find much more strange is...
どうしたの？何か気になることでもあったのかしら。
She giggles. This girl, she knows everything.
イリアス・フィール、その 他のマスターに取られたというあなたのサーバント。
Was it Angara?
あら、知らなかったの？彼の名はアベンジャー。
Of course.
アンリマユの名を冠す
Okay,
る
so
最も古い悪
this is
神よ。
some third Holy Grail War shit then. God, things got weird here. So okay, so that aside, let's put together the canon of whatever the fuck's going on here. Actually, we can't, never mind. I already gave up. With the grating sound, my consciousness distorts, because the point is that everything is fucky, so it's like... But that is significant. My fist unconsciously closes around the earring in my pocket. After laboring to calm my suddenly ragged breathing, I say...
それはおかしい。アベンジャーなどというクラスは聞いたことがない。第一、アンリマユの名を冠する英霊など存在するはずがない。
I finally put into words the question that's haunted me ever since this all began.
もちろんアンリマユなんてものは実在しない。アベンジャーとして召喚されたそれはアンリマユという故障を語るただの人間だったわ。神話に現れる悪神とは何の関係もない魔術も神秘も知らない一般人。理由もなく偶像に選ばれてその一生を魔として扱われたただの生贄だったのよ。
Terrible. A fairy tale from a far-off distant world. Once there existed a people who, distraught by all the strife that had come to be in the world, created for themselves a new world, isolated deep in the mountains. But though they had gathered together in the hopes of living as an embodiment of man's innate goodness, they were unable to divorce themselves from the evil nature also inherent in man. Doubt and deception, hatred and resentment. No matter how gloriously they sang the praises of human good, evil was still born among them. So they decided that someone had to shoulder the blame for the ugliness of the world. This evil was not something that could have been born from within any of them. That they themselves had this evil in their nature couldn't be true. The evil of mankind stems from the venom of something demonic which comes to infect us. We must all lead lives of purity and righteousness. Therefore, it required a root of all evil. It required an effigy to bear the weight of all sin. Someone of whom it could be said, it is only you who is evil. And so a scapegoat was created to become all the evil in the world, a lone sacrifice. God, I'm just thinking back to Heaven's Feel now, like, of Kide wanting Angara Mainyu to be born into the world. And it's Angara from Hollow Ataraxia, and he's like, yo. Oh, man. Hmm.
英霊の中には時々そういうのが混じっているの。本人は普通に生きたつもりでも死後周りがその生き様を神格化して立てまつり英雄を作り上げるのね。死者は何も語らないから都合のいい役を押し付けても文句を言わない。疑いを知らない善良な人々が信じるには格好の崇拝対象よね。ただ彼の場合はそれが同すぎていた。人々の崇拝が怒りや憎悪だったからかしら。彼は本物の悪魔として扱われ人々はあらゆる非難を彼に押し付けた。貧困、病、災害、果ては自分が死んでしまうことへの恐れさえ彼がいるから起こるのだとなじられはけ口にされた。けどそれで人々は救われたの。そういう悪魔がいるなら仕方がないって。嫌なことは全部そいつのせいで自分たちのせいじゃないんだからって。だから彼は死後に英霊として扱われた。その手は何もしなかったし誰に敬われることもなかったけど彼は多くの人々を救ったから。
That's crazy. I've never looked at it from that perspective before. As far as like the saving part of it. I never saw it that way with Angara's story. Because I remember when Kide told it back in State Night and I was like, oh man. I feel bad. I feel pity for this guy, obviously. Like, holy shit. He's just a guy in the village who was chosen to shoulder all the evil of the world, essentially. They made him into that. Like... And in doing so, saved them from their own evil, which is like... From their perspective, anyway. While he still lived, he became a god. While he still lived, he had his human nature taken away. The name he was given at birth was stripped from him, and he was spoken of as a great evil.
だから名前はないんだ。
He spoke of it as though it were a trifling matter.
思い出せと言われても、もうそんな記録は。
Anywhere in this world anymore, he declared, without a trace of resentment. And in response, your next name was one that you were fondly called as a hero. Even if it is a title, it is a name that gained acclaim from people. Of course he would like it. How could I have ever said such a thing?
それがアベンジャー、アンリ・マユという悪性に見立てられた人間ということですか。
そうよ。けど能力の方は点でダメ。彼はアンリマユとして扱われることにはなったけど、信仰だけで特別な力がつくわけじゃない。彼は生前も英霊として扱われることになった死後もただの人間だった。まあ名前はベスターから除外されたことで秩序からは自由になったけど、それでも英霊と呼ばれるには点で力不足。
The weakest heroic spirit.
サーバントとしては何の役にも立たないゴミだった。
Jesus, alright, well, I guess you could say it that way too.
ゴミ？
何？いきなりやる気になっちゃって。私を殺しても利益はないのに。
Yeah, that was too far, Ilya.
あなた、見かけによらず危ない人？
Now that she says that, I realize that I'm seething with anger. What the girl said wasn't that far off the mark. It's true that as a heroic spirit, he's incredibly weak, and at first I did think he was useless. That was only due to my lack of understanding at the time, added to the fact that it's hard to grasp his good points.
いいえ、私の時は本当
Back
に
when
役
he
立
was
たずだ
my
ったのよ
servant.
バゼット。彼が人々の望んだ英霊になるのはもっと後のこと。彼にかけられた願いが成就するまでは無力なまま。宝具の一つも使えない。
No noble phantasm? No, does she mean that he couldn't use his noble phantasm while he was the Einspurn's servant? This doesn't add up. The Einspurn girl whose servant was taken away. If he was taken, that would make me the one who took him, yeah. About this, there can be no mistake. Yeah, that's why that's so significant. It's like, for these events, it's like, what? I don't have the first idea how I was able to usurp the contract from her, but it seems that this girl's contract with Avenger was switched with mine. So then, what does the death on the fourth day signify? Being taken away is not the same as dying. This girl is talking about multiple conclusions at once.
いなくなった私のサーバントの話なんていいでしょ。それよりあなたのサーバントの話が聞きたいわ、バゼット。魔術協会に選ばれたあなたですもの。さぞ巧妙な英霊を召喚したんでしょ。
いえ、私のサーバント。
Avenger, I was going to say, but hesitated before my mouth could shape the words. It's partly because I'm the one she said took him from her, but on top of that, I can't shake the feeling that she's lying to me about something.
私のサーバントは？
別にマスターで亡くなったあなたに話すことでもない。それに
He's already long dead. Right when I arrived at this castle, all response from Avenger ceased. Yeah. He's already returned to the first night, and there he waits for me to awaken, just like always.
そうだ。それが彼の能力だ。
To be reborn even from death. No, to start over from the first day, when we were still alive. Which means that the girl before my eyes must already know all about his ability to rewind.
イリアス・フィール、アベンジャーは宝具を使えなかったと言いましたね。 それはどちらの話ですか？アベスターか、それとも。
何の話だか分かりませんけど、そのどちらも使えなかったでしょうね。言ったでしょ、アベンジャーは役に立たない道具だったって。
So this must mean that the Ironsburn Master knows nothing at all about Avengers' noble phantasm. Never mind Avesta, his ability to resurrect from the dead far surpasses even other noble phantasms. There's just no way anyone who's experienced that power firsthand could so summarily dismiss him as useless.
そうですね。アベンジャーの話などしても仕方がない。本題に入りましょう、イリアス・フィール。あなたはこの聖杯戦争をどう感じていますか？
She's like asking a Shiro question right now.
さあ、私はとっくに仲間外れですもの。もう聖杯戦争に興味はないわ。すでに終わったことですし、ゆっくり終わりを眺めているだけ。
街に現れている使い魔たちも知らないと？
知らないわ。言ったでしょ、私は仲間外れなの。
Damn it, Ilya.
でもそうね、あの怪物たちが街にあふれるのは今夜までよ。
There, okay, there you go. The evening of the fourth day.
あの怪物たちは存在できない。
It came up again, another link to the period of 4 days. My search for clues relating to that was what originally brought me here tonight.
イリアス・フィール、これは私のサーバントの能力なのですが。
I tell her with a certain conviction of all that has happened so far. Rebirth from death, the endlessly restarting Holy Grail War. No, that's not it. About my servant and I who, no matter how many times we repeat them, cannot move beyond these 4 days.
聖杯戦争を繰り返している。そうなんだ。あなたにはそう感じる。いいえ、あなたたちだけとどまっているのね。
We are the only ones who are confined. She's right in saying that. Viewed from the perspective of the girl who cannot rewind, the 4th day will be followed by a 5th. But the 2 of us must return to the 1st day. We're standing in the middle of the vast river called Time, ever moving downstream from where we stand, and going back upstream again and again.
あなたはそれを解決しに来たのね。聖杯戦争を止めて4日目を超えたいと。
いや、私はただ。
I haven't the slightest desire to stop the Holy Grail War. I only want to know for certain why this boundary of 4 repeating days confines us as it does.
違うの？なら何がしたいの？あなたは。今のままじゃ永遠に。
Eternal what? No, all I want is to win this abnormal Holy Grail War and fulfill the duty I was sent here for.
そう。サーバントとの契約を切るのなら手を貸すこともできるけど、そっちの問題は管轄外よ。言ったでしょ、私は仲間外れだって。
That's all we're getting from her?
この城から出る気はないの。あなたの聖杯戦争がどうしてそんなことになったのか、それを調べられるのはあなただけよ、パゼット。
The girl rises from her seat. Ilias Fio moves towards the lobby as though she's lost all interest in me.
おやすみなさい、パゼット。あなたの話が本当なら今夜でまた戻るんでしょ。それまで城にいるといいわ。森に出たらお化けに殺されてしまうもの。今夜は星が綺麗よ。せっかく一人になったんだからよく考えてみることね。あなたは何がしたかったのか、本当にその違和感を解決してしまっていいのか。
That's it. What's good we actually got that talk. I forget how serious Ilias Fio can get, given our interactions with her so far. I leave the winter castle behind me. I refuse the girl's offer. Even if in the forest I do encounter that monster and and my defeat at its hands, I still can't simply stay here passing the time in tranquility all by myself. As she said, the sky is remarkably clear. While gazing up at the countless number of stars overhead, I think of him, the one who doubtlessly replied with something sarcastic like, "How can they be countless? If you can see them, you can count them too, if he were here."
どうして4日で終わるのかではなく、どうしてそんなことになったのかを知るべきだ。
The rewinding ability is an Avenger's noble phantasm. I do remember him having said so himself. That this was a special bonus from having made a contract with me. What did he mean by a special bonus? If this isn't a noble phantasm, I ask myself, just what kind of miracle could make this possible? A wish-granting magic vessel. So just like Shiro and Rin talked about. And Bassett's denying it. Someone's already made a wish on the Grail. I deny the answer that rises to the surface of my mind.
アベンジャーは信用できない。私は私のできることをするだけだ。
Because especially that they figured out that someone is restarting this to continue the fighting, right? We know that's what Avenger is into. The fact that he's like giving Shiro tips about what to do next for next time for the next fight. It's like a sense of he wants to be entertained or just, and that he calls that a special bonus due to his contract. I don't know, man. Especially that it's like specifically affecting Bazette and Angra, and specifically Shiro, because they made the point that it's true, like they're restarting, but it's important to remember that time doesn't stop for everyone else. Those like other thems, like they die and I guess things just keep going. Even though they're not quite parallel worlds. Yeah. That's it. Next time I'll go out into the town during the day while he sleeps. Avenger is incapable of action during daylight hours, but I myself have no such restrictions. Though I've avoided going out during the day thus far, it's not as though I'm a vampire or anything of that sort.
冬木の魔術師遠坂とマト、前回生き残ったエミやキリツ。
I wonder if I'm going to take action, why not start from there? Can you imagine if Kiritsugu is just in this convoluted fucky space? That Kiritsugu is just like here, what the fuck? Keeping it quiet from my servant, I will go out into the town. Once again, I feel an unnecessary pain in my chest. It would have been so much better if I truly could entrust him. Yeah. Because I want to believe in him. I'm hiding things from him and seeking out the truth. Oh man. Everything's all messed up. Next, Forest. And there it is, back to Shiro. Wow, man. Okay, well, Bazette is resolved to her own method now. Of course, no understanding Avengers hiding secrets from her. She obviously still wants to trust him and to believe in him. She didn't want to abandon him, though that was the most logical thing to do for her to have any chance of getting to the castle, to speak with Ilya to get answers. That was the right choice, but of course, even accepting it, she didn't feel good about it, and she was determined to succeed even more, because as Avenger said, if you fail, then you can feel bad, right? And that's what she thought, you know, as well. So yeah, going through that, the talk with Ilyasville, and I don't know, man, there's a lot of like important points they're making about like is Avengers' intention about things continuing, that this is a special bonus from their contract. I don't really understand that, or why Shiro like shares in that, or why there's a connection there. I don't get that yet, but clearly we'll get there. I don't know. It's a lot. I think Bazette's on the right track, though. Like, that was a great conversation with Ilya, and just made things even more fucky, saying that originally Avenger was her servant. and was killed, or rather was stolen from her, excuse me. And that the others, yeah, that one was stolen, and that, you know, Berserker is going around as a spirit just outside the castle. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, I think she's on the right track. So Tosaka, Mato, and the mage that survived from last time in the Akiritsugu. The fact that she said survived, I guess he did technically survive for 5 more years after the end of the fourth war, but he not alive at all, obviously, by the time of the 5th one. So, but I don't know, maybe things are fucky enough that he would appear here. We'll see. But as far as Avenger's whole like perspective on what's going on, I mean, he's very like, is pragmatic the right word? He's just very like it makes sense the way he put it as far as like saving for the like for a reason such as like compassion or pity or out of a negative emotion, as he put it, versus like, and he's like, even in the face of that, if you still want to save someone, which we've seen with someone before, and do it with a smile of your face, do it with pursuing that joy, right? Like if you're gonna feel bad, like feel that way when you fail. Like if this fails, then, you know. Yeah, it's an interesting perspective, as well as like phrasing how like he was made into all the evil in the world by his village, essentially. How that later came to fruition because of that, when he was connected to the Holy Grail, as like him saving the people in his village, I guess, from their own evil. Like that, using the word saving there is like pretty funny as far as that, but it's a cool like different perspective to like add to the parallel, I guess. Yeah, and it's this mysterious woman he referred to before, that Banzet is reminding him of memories of. So there's even things that Avenger doesn't seem to remember about this woman who apparently tried to save him before. So yeah, while he does have secrets, there are like things I think he's trying to figure out and that he's remembering as well. For the time being, he's just kind of indulging and kind of doing what he does, but there are like memories there. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But other than that, you know, a lot of fun with Shiro and Green and Ryder. Oh my god, it got a little too spicy with Ryder there. But I look forward to the going to the pool. Hopefully we can get everybody in there. That would be amazing. Good times. And yeah, because I think that's the same water park from today's menu. Pretty sure. Anyway, you know, we'll see. But regardless, thank you very much for watching. We're gonna check, see if there's any new Emmas. We got 2. With our gargantuan amount of funds. Ah, cool, dude. Yeah, I remember seeing this weapon in the Unlimited Blade Works anime, as well as Fate Apocrypha as well. The homunculi wielding it. The halberd.
RPG でもおなじみの斧付きの長装ね。
Yes.
こういうヘンテコエポンの解説はあんたに譲るわ。
Tell us, old Blade Master.
任せた。
いいだろう。引き受けた。
Oh.
不装ハルバートは見ての通り、突く、切る、叩くの機能が考えられるが、その性能は通常の槍、剣、斧に比べれば大きく劣る。
Yeah. Jack of all trades, master of none.
この武器は相手の姿勢を崩し、もっぱら転倒を誘うことに特化している。要は、とどめを刺せる状態を作り出そうとするものだ。刃先の形状によっては、馬上の敵を引きずり落とすのにも向く。その用途においては、本来、扱いやすい武器なのだが、
I see.
しかしこのハルバートは、度を超えている。
But this one.
第一に、人間が振り回せる重量ではない。まさに人外の武器だ。理性的なサーバントが手にしたならば、非合理と判断し、すぐに放棄するだろう。都市空間で戦った方がマシだ。
God damn.
だが、これを握るのは、アインツベルンのホムンクルスなのだ。彼らは疲労を知らず、旅力はサーバントに匹敵する。
Crazy.
いや、単純な比較では量がする。
Crazy.
しかし、 その脅威はまた別のものだな。一見この扶装は白間を飾るアンティークを模しているようだが、アインツベルンの最新の技術が用いられているのは
The latest Einsborn tech.
さまざまな魔術特性も付与されているのも無論だ。ことに彼ら人造人形がさまざまな武器あるいは宝具を持つ相手と対峙する可能性を考えたならば、その武器は切れ味よりも強靭性を、すなわち打ち合いしのぎ勝つことに重点を置かれて鍛えられていることだろう。
Offensive armor.
攻める防具とはまさに矛盾。
Shut up, Rain.
となればその素材にふさわしきは戦車の鉄鋼弾などに使用されるタングステン鋼だが、それよりも優れた金属がある。
Oh god. Jesus, Rhenium.
レニウムはタングステンと比べてはるかに希少で高価だが、この際それは問題となるまい。
Yeah, because they got the fucking Fafnir treasure that also cursed them, I
ラ
guess.
インガーの名に由来するというこの金属を主体とする合金はタングステンの強靭を上回る。バランスを度外視した人工人形にはまさにうってつけだ。
そんなに重いの？
とてつもなく。
Tremendously.
比重は実に鉄の3倍だ。鉛や黄金よりも重い。そんな白兵武器の打撃を想像できるか？
Get fucking obliterated.
いや、できまい。敵の判断を誤らせるにはそれのみでも十分だ。
True. As seen with Shinji and Unlimited Blade Works.
一見華奢にも映る人造人形が人類の戦士にない未知の武具を振るう。これがいかに恐怖を駆り立てるか。
まるでたった今果たし合いを済ませてきたかのように語るのね。
いや、
But
そ
no.
ういう武器があったら夢があると心を遊ばせてみたまでだ。
Oh my god. Alright. Insufficient funds. 50,000. I was like, oh yeah, let me buy this one. I saw insufficient. I was like, what? 50,000. Oh, well, we're not buying a Homikuji then. Jeez. I regret buying like 5 of those last time. Alright, let's assault the castle, I guess. Normal mode. We haven't used Kyasta yet, so we'll be Rain in Kyasta.
やるわよ、キャスター。
総一郎様の代わりが務まるかしら。
Yes, Soichiro.
よくぞ、これから。
Let's do it.
苦手だけど。
Kyasta jump.
キャスターじゃん。今だ。
He's so cute. Oh,
いただいていく
nothing.
わ。
Damn it. Oh. Oh god, I almost didn't make that one. Nice. Do this one. You fucked.
キャスタージャンプ。どっこいしょ。
Nah. Hell yeah. Poor Ryder.
野生のアライグマは食べ物を洗わない。
What?
そりゃ
Rip.
無様ね。
Big rip.
肉体労働は苦手だけど。
Nice.
もちもち。
That was delayed a lot.
こんなに食べたら太っちゃう。あら、美味しいじゃない。よいしょ、落ちるね。
Hell yeah. Come on. Nice. Alright, get off here. Oh god. It's gonna be bad. Oh, please make it, please make it. Oh god. Oh, mushroom, no. Unlucky. I caught a rocket off the spin. Hello? That was messed up, dude. That was so messed up. I can't believe that just happened. Because they can just not jump, and they'll just be waiting there. Okay. That was really bad last time. I think, yeah. I don't think it was waiting, but I was just really bad. Oh god. Ooh, nice. Wow. That was crazy. That was such a short cycle. Let's do what they do. Ouch. No, too early. Fuck. I've never lost so much at this one. This one's so tough. Or it's the hardest one of all of them, for sure. Come on, Caster. I know you don't have the highest strength, but you'll be alright. Ara. Caster, jump. There we go. Alright, here we go. About to get there. Want to save energy here. Ooh, good turn there. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Fuck's sake, man. Are you kidding me? Mushroom. That was such bullshit. Why did it stall for so long? That's never happened before. So what is this? Oh. I was curious about the Mew New. Mew New. Ooh. Thank goodness that didn't hit me. Oh god. Woo. Do you really want to wait till the last point possible to avoid getting just dunked on by the shroom? But I've never had like such bad timing before. I don't know if I've just gotten really lucky before and I'm actually just really bad. Nice. Ooh, it's looking good. That was good. That was really good. Ooh, I'm the only one left. Hell yeah, dude. I can take my sweet time. We'll still try to get a good time. Look at her. She's flailing. Go, Caster. Oh no. God damn it. Never mind. Rip the time. It's fine. It wouldn't have been a record time anyway. I think the best one was the one when I finally just got up there. In first place. Never gonna beat that. Alright, let's just clear this goddamn. This is BM at this point. The poor AI. No, Lancer.
まさかの正体はペルセウスである。
Ooh. Perseus.
正解よ。やるものだわ。買い物より楽勝ね。
What? Oh yeah, apparently getting Excalibur here from Gilgamesh was really rare, so I'm glad I got that. Right back at you. Speed up, speed up. Speed up. Nope. Nothing but paper. Nope. I'm doing good, not getting hit. I was. Apple tofu. Invincible. Do. We have a star. Oh god. Never mind. It ran out. Alright, here we go. Fuck's sake. Oh, I got impatient. Eto Babylon. No, acha. Got him. Oh man. Fuck you, Gil. Eat shit. Eat shit, nerd. Wait, chest. Never mind. Oh god. Whatever. That was a mess. That was Saber. Oh, is that true? I'm trying to remember because I did get them all. Was there 30? I want to say 30 or 35. Let's say 30. Nope. Yeah, I don't remember. 30, 35, or 40. I'm not sure. Of course, Caster's doing good with such a great master. Do I wait for chest to drop? I'll get him low. I'll let everyone else fight. Oh god, they're getting really low. Oh, good job. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there you go. Drop a chest or something. Oh, never mind. Rewind. Poor Elia. Is it whoever like dies here is whoever doesn't make it, or is it like random? I have to see now. Right. Terrible. Taiga always makes it out. Come on, Caster! 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 No, Caster, no! What the hell? That's messed up. Only my Caster didn't make it. That's truly tragic. That's messed up, man. How'd Caster not make it, dude? think it might be random. Unless it was punishing me for something. Oh, the smile. Sick. Well, there you go. There is our traditional Ilias Castle. Alright, once again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. Have a great rest of your day or night. If you're seeing this on YouTube and you want to see even more of my playthrough of Fate Hollow Ataraxia, I'm 3 parts ahead on my Patreon. For $5, you can get early access to that. The link is in my description if you want to support the channel. But otherwise, I want to thank you very much once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.